we have other stuff to talk about. All right, pause time, because chat, I'm actually going to try and earn my #1 Kick News Broadcaster award today, because we've got a lot of stuff. Let's start with the obvious one, chat. Today, Governor Tim Walz has announced that he will be stepping down from the race for the next election. So, bearing in mind, he is not stepping down from the position of governor. He is still going to be governor and finish out his term, but he will not be running for re-election. He just announced that today. So he still has, what, another 4 years? 3 years now, I think? I think he has another 3 years left in his term, if I'm not mistaken. And this was his statement. Happy New Year, Minnesota. Like many Minnesotans, I was glad to turn the page on 2024. It was an extremely difficult year for our state, and it ended on a particularly sour note. Gee. I wonder why he's saying it ended on a particularly sour note. How would it be because Nick Shirley basically bitch slapped you back into the governor's office and said you're, like, supporting fraud and covering up fraud, perhaps, and you kind of came out and said that any investigation into the fraud that was uncovered would be considered white supremacist? Gee, I think so. For the last several years, oh goodness, for the last several years, an organized group of criminals has sought to take advantage of our state's generosity. Which, by the way, the organized group of criminals was just revealed that there was oh God, I'm going to forget her name. There was a woman that was positioned as the ringleader of this entire group. I forget. Oh God, I'm blanking on her name. I've completely blanked on her name, but there is a woman who was already, like, targeted as, she did, like, the food fraud in Minnesota. It has been revealed that this woman, who was basically the ringleader for this, like, food bank fraud, was also the head of 44 of these fraudulent daycare centers in Minnesota. Oh yeah, Morris, that was part of the $9 billion fraud that was actually advertised. That was in regards to, like, food assistance and like autism charity frauds, all that stuff. The money being pulled from that. Amy Brock, thank you, Atanasha. I could not for the life of me remember her name. Yes, Amy Brock, who was the head of the food bank fraud, or whatever the fuck her name is. She was the head of the food bank fraud. She actually is, like, the ringleader of basically 44 of these daycare centers that are suspected of committing massive levels of fraud in Minnesota. So that's a new one that just popped up yesterday, the day before, that it was revealed she's behind a lot of them. So there's the organized group of criminals. Even as we make progress in the fight against fraudsters, you're not making fighting. Okay, even as we make progress in the fight against fraudsters, bearing in mind, Tim Walz literally came out and had a press conference that actually said any investigation into this fraud would be considered white supremacy. So Tim Walz is purposely trying to stymie the fight against fraudsters, because at least one, possibly multiple of the daycare centers, when you call their listed phone number, the call is directed straight to Tim Walz's office, the governor's office. So yeah, that's not making progress in the fight against fraudsters. By the way, the one who made progress in the fight against fraudsters in terms of the daycare centers, that would be a YouTuber named Nick Shirley. That made progress in the fight against fraudsters and basically found you with your ass hanging out and then tried to do everything he could, calling all of your media buddies to run defense for you, to try and claim that he's a MAGA and that he doesn't actually know what he's talking about and that he's a PDF and all this other garbage. So yeah, you're not making progress. You deliberately tried to stymie that progress, Walls. We now see an organized group of political actors seeking to take advantage of the crisis. And there it is. Political actors. Bearing in mind, we watched Nick Shirley's video. He didn't bring up politics once in his entire video about the daycare centers. Not once were politics brought up. All he did said, here's the numbers. They're supposed to be taking care of this many kids. They have no kids. They will not talk to us. When we asked if we could sign a child up, they said, nope, you're not, nope, yeah, this is not a place for your child. This is not a place for little Joey. This is not a little Joey place. Politics never came into it. It was all about finances. So that was a fucking lie. I don't mince words here. Here we go. Donald Trump and his allies in Washington, in St. Paul, and online want to make our state a colder, meaner place. So Tim Walz is saying that by calling out billions and possibly billions of dollars of fraud that have been stolen from the taxpayers of Minnesota, that is making the state a colder, meaner place. They want to poison our people against each other by attacking our neighbors. No, they don't want to have their money stolen and being used to fund Islamic terrorism. Don't think that's too heavy of an ask. And ultimately, they want to take away much of what makes Minnesota the best place in America to raise a family. Really, Tim, how exactly are people raising their family when there are no daycares to watch the children while the parents work because all the daycares are fraudulent, don't accept children, and are stealing money to send back to Islamic terrorists? How the fuck are they going to raise a family in Minnesota when there seems to be no legit daycares anywhere within the fucking state? And yes, by the way, that is hyperbolic. I know that I know that every daycare center in the state of Minnesota is not fraudulent. I am very aware of that. But there is a shocking amount of suspected fraudulent daycares in Minnesota. So why the fuck would you want to raise a family? Because you as a parent would not be able to work because there's no daycare for you to send them to because they're all Somali fronts for terrorism or for funding terrorism. So why would you even want to raise a family in Minnesota? So, yeah, they've already begun by taking our tax dollars that were meant to help families afford childcare, and they have no intention of stopping there. Yeah, that's him referring to DC, basically saying, we're cutting off your funding.
Okay. I am getting mixed signals. I have family in Minnesota that this fraud was actually uncovered back in 2022.
Oh no, E4, this is new. They recently uncovered $9 billion in fraud revolving Medicaid, food banks. Yeah, the food bank thing was 2022. The current one, the $9 billion one was Medicaid and autism charities. That's just to name a few. I think there were more involved there. Plus, Nick Shirley then also, basically took the fraudulent daycare centers, which was reported on, I think, a year or two ago, if I'm not mistaken, but nothing happened on it. So Nick basically took that story and put it back into the spotlight and got everybody's attention because it came on the heels of the announced $9 billion in fraud that was being sent back to Somalia to fund Islamic terrorism back in Somalia. Yes, the daycare fraud is not new, but it got buried from when it was exposed about 2 or 3 years ago. It got buried, and Nick Shirley brought it back up and put the spotlight firmly on it, and now everybody's seeing it. And that's why it's become so big. It's not new. He's just re-exposed it to the world, and because of his video, the entire world knows about it. And so that's where, and because of that, DC cut off childcare funding to the state of Minnesota because there was so much fraud. And Tim Walz basically said, no, any investigation into this supposed fraud is white supremacy, and has done everything he can to stonewall it. And so DC cut off their funding for childcare until they can conduct their investigation. And Tim Walz is trying to make it sound like, oh, they're hurting our families. It's all bullshit. Make no mistake, we should be concerned about fraud in our state government. He's just as bad as those women that go, oh, we should be concerned about fraud in our government. Cool. Hey, Tim, open your books first. Give the FBI your books first. Let the forensic accountants into your bank accounts first. Go for it. We cannot effectively deliver programs and services if we can't earn the public's trust. Yeah, you want to know what would earn the public's trust? You actually resigning, not saying I won't run again. You actually resigning along with every fucking member of your cabinet and holding a snap election to put brand new people in there that can be vetted and sourced as being actual, like, potentially decent people. Granted, politicians are all pieces of shit and you can trust them as far as you can throw them, but seriously. You made completely new people from the governor on down in that cabinet. Absolutely. We cannot see. That is why over the past few years we've made systematic changes to the way we do business. Well, clearly he hasn't, because they just came across $9 billion in fraud. Clearly. They have not made systemic changes if $9 billion worth of Medicaid and autism charity frauds was discovered, and we now are seeing hundreds of millions of dollars in daycare fraud. You fucked that up big time. We've gone to the legislature time and again to get more tools to combat fraud. Really? Receipts, please. We fired people who weren't doing their jobs, and yet you still had $9 billion of fraud in charities and hundreds of millions of dollars of fraud, potential fraud in healthcare. So what I'm guessing is he fired the people that actually wanted to bring it up and hold people accountable, and he fired them because, they might discover that we're actually supporting these fraudsters. And my guess is maybe that's who he fired. It's a guess, though. It's a guess. It's not fact. We've seen people go to jail from stealing from our state. Okay, that was the food bank thing from years ago. Whoop-de-doo, are you still trying to ride that gravy train when you had even bigger fraud discovered? We've cut off whole streams of funding in partnership with the federal government, where we saw widespread criminal activity. We put new locks on the doors of our remaining programs. We've hired a new head program integrity to make sure these locks are broken, which your locks got shattered. The new head of program integrity to make sure these locks can't be broken. Gamer, they obliterated your locks to the tune of $9 billion plus. So fuck off with that right there. All across the state, Minnesotans are hard at work on this problem. Advocates, administrators, investigators on the front lines defending the integrity of the state's programs. Sure they are. There's more to do with single taxpayer dollar waste on fraud is a dollar too much to tolerate. And yet, okay, a single taxpayer dollar wasted on fraud is a dollar too much to tolerate. Cool. So then why are you saying investigations into the daycare fraud are considered white supremacist in your eyes? If your mantra is a single taxpayer dollar wasted on fraud is a dollar too much to tolerate, then why would you not welcome an investigation to prove that there is no fraud and that there are no taxpayer dollars being wasted on fraud? Why instead do you say any investigation into this would be, I consider white supremacy? Huh? Any particular reason why that could be, Tim? Huh? Anyway, this is all just blah, 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 with, TDS saying is demonizing the Somalian neighbors. It's disgusting, blaming Republicans. The bottom line is Tim Walz basically has gotten caught. He knows he's getting investigated. And so he's not running again because he knows that the moment they start digging in moment any investigation digs into him, he's trying to basically facilitate himself a golden parachute. So he's basically going to spend the remainder of his term defrauding Minnesota, like basically filling his pockets with whatever kickbacks he can get from all of these fraudulent daycare centers and other fraudulent, God knows what else is out there in Minnesota that we have not even heard about yet. And he is just going to be getting as much kickback as he can to make himself a nice little golden parachute before he runs and hides at the end of his term. That's what's happening. He wants his pension, but he also wants to fill his pockets as much as possible before he leaves office at the end of his term. That's what's happening right now. This is just insane. Absolutely insane, and I hope the FBI tears through his books with a very fine-tooth comb because his books need to get looked at. Okay, so that's the political side. We have other news, chat. We have some, well, actually, we have a little bit. Next, let's sign political. Okay, we have some other news that I wanted to share with you, chat. And I thought that some of this was just funny. Some of it was just, oh, fuck me moments. So LG announced some new TVs at CES. CES, for those of you who don't know, is the consumer electronics like expo or show, consumer electronics show, where tech companies will showcase their hot new products as they're coming out. And LG announced some new LED TVs that one part of them flew under the radar a little bit, I think. The brighter G6, the G6 splits into two models, ultra thin wallpaper OLED, which is this one here, and then the world's first 4K 120 hertz cloud gaming TV. So LG is introducing a cloud gaming TV. Now, people might not necessarily recognize this for what it is. This is yet another step in gaming going 100% cloud gaming. The fact that LG is introducing a cloud gaming television that's 4K and 120 hertz means that we are one step closer to games going away from downloaded or hard copy. We are only a couple years away from gaming being strictly cloud. Only a couple days, or only a couple years before gaming goes 100% cloud. It is coming, and this is the sign that they're pushing forward with it. You will not be able to download any games. You will not be able to play offline. You will not be able to play locally. You will need to have an always online connection in order to game in a couple of years. And not only that, don't forget, Xbox and PlayStation also will require you to subscribe to their live services. For Xbox, you will need an Xbox Live subscription, which means you will be getting, if you want to play a game, you will be getting billed every single month to play your games through cloud gaming. Same thing with PlayStation, because once Xbox does it, PlayStation will not be far behind. And again, you'll have to pay for PlayStation Plus, which means you have to pay every single month. You will need a subscription just to play your console video games. Because when you don't have a local onboard hard drive to store your games on, and it's all cloud gaming, you can bet that they're going to integrate literally the entire catalog of games into their Xbox Live and into their PlayStation Plus. So it's now, you not only will be paying for the games, you will also be paying for every single game, even single player, not multiplayer. Very likely in the next few years, you will be paying just to play your video games. It literally is going to turn into fucking World of Warcraft, where you have to pay a monthly fee. Even after buying the game, you have to pay a monthly fee just to play your game on console. That is the route things are going. And here's the proof. The fact that LG is announcing the release of a cloud gaming television set is telling you this is the way the games industry is going. It is. In a couple of years, like an Xbox's next release, I'm telling you right now, there's gonna be two versions. You're going to have an Xbox version that actually has a hard drive in it, and then they're gonna be releasing an Xbox version that is cloud only. That is going to happen. That is absolutely going to happen, that they will be releasing a normal Xbox version, and then they'll be releasing a cloud version. They'll probably try and charge a lot less for the cloud version because realistically speaking, you don't need a lot of hardware in a cloud-based gaming PC. All you need is a reasonable PC, a reasonable CPU, a reasonably quick hard drive. You slap in about 12 gigs of RAM, if that, and you're done. That's literally your cloud gaming PC. So they can make it dirt cheap. They can actually sell it for $300. Because yes, that's what they will sell it for. But it's going to be cheaper than the $900 Xbox, $900 Xbox. And they're going to try, the console gaming industry is going to try to move to cloud gaming, and you can see it right here. It's going to be built into this TV. That's probably going to cost about $1,500. That's going to happen very soon. Very fucking soon. Yeah, yeah, Desiree, I think I remember hearing like there's like a console rental thing. Or are you talking about like the Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus? Because I know like Xbox Live, like PlayStation Plus, I think you can do it bi-yearly, whereas Xbox Live I think does monthly. But that's for PS. Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, Desert, that's what I was, yeah, well, that's what I'd mentioned. I'd mentioned, like, the PSN Plus and Xbox Live, which, if you have a cloud gaming PC, you're going to have to, every single customer of Xbox or PlayStation will have to have a Xbox Live or PS Plus, if it's strictly cloud gaming. That's going to happen. So, yeah, be ready because it's coming. And it's going to be coming a lot sooner than people think, because this is going to be like in a couple years. Like in a couple years, this is going to happen. All right. So next. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. I saw this just before stream. Chat. XQC is running his mouth again. XQC is running his mouth, this time about Nick Shirley. Yeah. He's basically trying to downplay or try and like slap down on Nick Shirley. Take a listen to what he says.
Does the video posted expose any fraud that we have to be on show the doubts? Does the guy expose anything that is actionable? Present data in a way that is digestible, that is actionable? No, it does not.
So XQC is wanting to say, oh, because that what Nick Shirley put out is not actionable, that, oh, well then, fuck it. Like, I need to, like, let XQC know something here.
Chatter.
XQC needs to realize a little something here. When it comes to law enforcement, major crimes like fraud is not something that you are going to see as being actionable instantaneously. Crimes like fraud take a rather significant amount of investigation. What Nick Shirley did is Nick Shirley re-exposed the fraud that was exposed years ago and then buried. And he re-exposed it for all the world to see in a way that the average person could be exposed to it, as opposed to maybe some mainstream media that buried it. He exposed this. Nick Shirley, XQC, I don't know if you're aware of this, XQC. Nick Shirley is not a cop. Nick Shirley is a journalist. He is a YouTube journalist. He is presenting the evidence that he has found, circumstantial or otherwise, however you wish to classify it. He was presenting the evidence of, okay, this daycare center is supposed to be receiving X amount of millions of dollars for X amount of children. Interesting. There does not seem to be any children here. And the gentleman that was working with him has said, I've been keeping tabs on these places, and I have not seen any kids come into any of these places. And they're making millions of dollars to take care of X amount of kids, and there's no kids here. And when Nick went to talk to someone and say, hey, I'm interested in putting my kid into your daycare. Can you tell me how I could go about doing that? Their response is, no, this is not, this isn't a place for a child. This isn't a Joey place. And close the door on it. That's exposing it. The actionable part, XQC, this is actionable. This is when you're showcasing that there are tons of daycares that are supposed to be taking care of children, receiving millions of dollars of money from the government to take care of children, and there are no children there, that is actionable in the form of an investigation can be conducted. Nick Shirley is not a cop. Therefore, he would not be facilitating, he would not be literally doing what people accuse him of doing, which is kicking down doors and saying, hey, where are the kids in this place? See, that's what they accused him of doing, is kicking in a door and going, show me the children, with their stupid fucking memes acting like he's a fucking predator. Like that one woman in that Rev video we saw, that literally she needs to be seriously medicated and put into a psychiatric facility because she is not well. But what is he supposed to be actioning? Excuse me. You want to say he's presenting data that, does the guy expose anything actionable? No.
Oh,
really?
wait.
Why? Thank you, Giggle Fingers. What? How are you saying, XQC, that him showcasing the physical data of the tax records that are publicly available to anyone with what actually is occurring at these, why are you saying that he's, where are you coming up with, is he exposing something that's actionable? No. Again, what do you want him to do? He's presenting the evidence. It is up to law enforcement to do the actual actionable part. That's their job, not his. So, I know this may shock you, but XQC clearly doesn't have a fucking clue about law enforcement. Shocking, I know. And then he says, is it digestible? Does he present data that is digestible? Well, given that his video absolutely fucking exploded on YouTube with like tens of millions of views and got viewed so much that literally fucking Washington, D.C. is taking action by cutting off funding for federally funded daycares because of the obvious fraud that is occurring. I'm pretty sure that the data Nick Shirley presented was very fucking digestible, XQC. So I don't know where the fuck you're coming up with this gobbledygook nonsense. Like, it's not actionable. It's not digestible. Take a fucking Tums then, dude, because trust me, it is very easily digestible. And tens of millions of people agree with me.
No, it doesn't. And I think that lumping everybody and every nationality and that nationality as scammers.
When did he do that? When did Nick Shirley say that all Somalians are scammers? When did he say that? He did not say that at any point throughout the video. As a point of fact, he actually spoke with a couple of Somalians. The ones that were not like trying to hide. The ones that were not trying to hide from him because they very well might be part of the fraud. He actually talked with a couple of local individuals, asked them about the daycares, and he even had one Somalian daycare center that he went to that they invited him in talked to him and actually were happy to provide him with the information about enrolling a child. And he actually said that in the video. He said they were very happy. He even showed her like talking with him, smiling, friendly, and said she was very nice. She provided us with all kinds of information, and she was wonderful. At no point in any of his video did he say that all Somalians are scammers. At no point. He never once said that. But you, XQC, are assuming because the daycare centers he investigated happen to be Somalian, that he is lumping everybody from Somalia into the scammer bucket. He never did that. Never once said anything bad about the Somalian people. Not once. So who's the one lumping people into a bucket here, XQC? Because it sure wasn't Nick Shirley. He worked off of facts. The daycare centers were run by Somalian individuals. They appear to be fraudulent because they're collecting millions of dollars in federal funding, and they did not appear to be taking care of any kids. That's what Nick Shirley put out. He was just laying out facts. At no point did he say we should kick all the Somalians out of America because all Somalians are scammers. He never said that. Not once. He actually tried to have calm, rational conversations with every single one of them. Did not raise his voice to a single individual in his entire video. Tried to have conversations with every single person. So, XQC, why are you labeling him as racist? By saying he's lumping everybody in that nationality as scammers. Never did. He never once did that. So what are you trying to paint him as, XQC? What bucket are you just dumping him into while ignoring facts, which you are accusing him of doing? Huh?
That is scammers. While presenting a video that doesn't even show scammers is awful.
Okay. XQC, I know this is not working. You know, this is not penetrating your brain. I realize. So I'm gonna try and dumb this down for you, XQC. I'm gonna do my best to try and dumb this down for you. Scammers don't advertise their crimes. Criminals, generally speaking, don't advertise that they're committing crimes. If someone approaches a criminal with a camera and a microphone, or even just the microphone because he was wearing his meta glasses that have their camera built in, but he had a microphone. If someone approaches a criminal, doesn't actually accuse them of a crime, but is like just kind of checking things out, and is asking that person questions, the criminal's not going to say, oh yeah, we're scamming the government for millions of dollars. I realize that you're having a very difficult time grasping this. So let me see if I can break this down. Let me see if I can put this in a different way. They're not that stupid thereby. Jesus, Lord Jesus, what are you, fucking dumb? God, go get yourself a feed on there, by, because clearly your brain's not working like God. You got me all pissing by. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I swear.
NBC and CNN confirmed today that 2,100 federal agents, 1,500 enforcement/removal, and 600 HSI agents have officially deployed to Minnesota for a 30-day surge.
There we go. Yeah, the investigation begins. So, yeah. Scammers and criminals don't admit to their crimes on camera. If you can't figure that out, then I'm sorry. There's no hope for you, and I don't know why Twitter is calling you the great debunker, because you literally just debunked your own intelligence by making that statement.
I think it's awful. I think it's awful. It's the same thing they did with the fucking Haiti. They eat the dog. They eat the cats thing. Okay, the evidence was one incident where a non-Haitian person had something happen with a dog or cat. I don't really remember, right? and that all the Haitian eat cats and dogs because that was not even an Asian person. Like, really?
What the fuck is he even talking about? What is he talking about? One Haitian person ate a dog and then the stereotype came out that all Haitian people eat dogs? First and foremost, what the fuck is he talking about? Secondly, what does this fucking have to do with anything? Literally, what does this have to do with the minimum $110 million daycare fraud that is being perpetuated by daycares that are predominantly Somalian in nature? That anecdote has nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing to do with it. This is XQC trying to pretend he's smart. He's trying to make his chat think that he's smart by saying, oh, well, Nick Shirley's clearly classified all Somalians as scammers because one time someone said something about a Haitian person eating a dog. Okay, maybe Trump pushed this. Trump said a Haitian person ate a dog and all Haitian people eat dog. I don't fucking know. But that literally has nothing to do with this. Absolutely nothing to do with this. One is stereotyping someone based upon eating a dog. Okay. And we're talking about Nick Shirley uncovering $110+ million of daycare fraud that is being stolen from the taxpayers of Minnesota and the federal government. One of these things is not like the other. Can you tell which one, XQC? Because at this point, I'm not sure you can. Look, I need to check. Did he get into my fucking Screech? Nope. Okay, I still have the same amount of Screech, so he's not drunk off my Screech. Because that's like the only fucking excuse I can think of why he'd come up with this absolutely brain-dead comparison that has absolutely no basis in reality.
And it was a goose.
What the fuck is he talking about? What is he talking about?
The video promo investigation, there's more evidence now. Yo!
Wait. What did that chatter say? Hang on. What did chatter say? Hang on.
Who the fuck?
Wait, okay, I went too far. The video prompted investigations and there's much more evidence because of that now. Bingo. TBO? Absolutely. And that's exactly what I said. Because Nick brought this issue into a very public spotlight, that has kicked off the investigations. They brought national attention to it. It was known 2 or 3 years ago, but it got buried. Nick brought it screaming into the public eye, and now something's actually being done about it. So yeah, it did X. It prompted a national investigation. National attention, and it sparked a statewide investigation that has now brought federal law enforcement screaming into the state.
Now, yo, who the fuck cares? Then deal with that as you may. The method is shit.
X, you do. You can okay. See, this is him wanting his tasteless cake and eating it too. He's gonna say the guy expose things that are, look at the quote here. Does the guy expose things that are actionable, present data that is digestible? No, I think lumping everybody in the nationality as scammers while pretending a vid doesn't even show scammers is awful. He said all this, and then one of his own fucking chat says, yeah, his investigation sparked basically a federal investigation. Because of his journalistic investigation that put a public spotlight onto this problem, there is now a massive federal investigation into the state. But X is like, who gives a shit? Well, clearly the federal government of the United States gives a shit. like, this is, like, his chatter basically just cooked him. And now he's trying to go, well, who cares? His chatter literally just said, act, without saying it, his chatter literally just said, X, everything you just said is fucking wrong. And he's just like, well, who did this shit? I don't care. I don't care, baka. I don't care, you stupid baka. Baka. He's literally he's literally Sundarang it. He literally just turned into, oh my God. Listen. Oh, fuck me. Listen, I'm going to up the volume on this a little bit. I want you to listen to him.
The video promo investigation, there's more evidence now. Yo, who the fuck cares?
He literally did, okay. Well, what would you call it, Seb? It's not Yandere. He didn't go Yandere. That's like Sundere if it, now. Fuck, I always get him mixed up. It's definitely not Yandere. Okay, being an asset, fine. Okay, he's an ex-Judere. There we go. He's an ex-Judere. There we go. I just came up with the label. He is an ex-Judere. There we go. He went full ex-Judere. I now have the word, the appropriate word to explain what he is. Ex-Judere. He just went full ex-Judere. So now whenever he does this shit, we now have the word for it. He is not, when he does this where somebody points out, dude, you're fucking wrong, he's like, well, who cares? Well, who cares? And, well, now we know. He's being an executor. There we go. I gave you now a new word.
Then deal with that as you may. The method is shit.
How did you learn?
The method worked, dumbass. You can criticize the method all you want. By the way, Nick Shirley's method was perfectly fine. It was perfectly legit journalistic. His method worked. Because of his investigation, there is now a federal law enforcement investigation into the entire state. It worked. The fact that he doesn't like it is why he went next to the
all this? Your own research?
Wait, what that?
The
Wait.
method is shit.
How did you learn all this? Your own research?
Are you stupid?
His chat is cooking him. How did you learn all this? From your own research? And his response was to be an executor. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Bye. You gotta lay off the ground. You gotta lay off it by Jesus. Look, you come on down to the bay. We're gonna get a good seat on for you. We'll have ourselves a little kitchen party. Get you your drink on. You'll get knackered for a little bit, and we'll get you taken care of. But you stop worrying about this shit. Your brain's already all fucked up. Your brain's already fucked up. You know, you're already getting poisoned about this shit when you shouldn't be doing it. Just come on down to bed. Come on down to bed. Come on down to bed. You need to get off this shit, bye. Seriously.
Brother, the video is shit. Like, what the fuck are you? Oh my god.
The video did at least 50 million views and sparked a federal investigation. You're not winning, XQC. You can be as poisoned as you want, bye. You're not winning. 50 million views literally sparked a federal law enforcement investigation that has brought thousands of federal troops to Minnesota to investigate all these daycares and investigate the Minnesotan government. You're not winning it. You're not even going to come even close to winning it. Nick Shirley did good, and boy, does that chap your ass by.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I actually fear for the world.
I'll drop to music vid with 6ix9ine link.
I'd rather if I put my dick in the toaster than watch that shit.
Wait, did he just say he won't even watch it?
6ix9ine link.
Hold up. Did he just say he won't even watch it?
To be honest with you, I actually fear for the world.
I'll drop to music vid with 6ix9ine link.
I'd rather if I put.
Oh, okay, it's a music video. Never mind. He was talking about a music video. Never mind. So yeah, I saw that and I just had to talk about it because it's XQC pretending like he knows what the fuck he's talking about, and exposing the fact that he is a fucking moron. That's what that little clip of his did. It literally exposed him as being an absolute fucking moron that doesn't understand reality, does not understand how fucking law enforcement investigations work, and is refusing to acknowledge that Nick Shirley is more popular than him. That's what chaps his ass the most. Nick Shirley became widely more popular than XQC. And oh boy, does he hate that. That's why I was like, debate, it's all shit. It's all shit. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter, chata. That's why he's saying that. Because he is so upset that some kid, some like 23-year-old kid, basically like overnight blew by him in popularity. And oh, he's upset about it. Because he's supposed to be like the great debunker. Dude, XQC, stick to video games. You want to debunk shit, stick to popular media or video games. Stay away from the law enforcement investigations and let the grown-ups worry about that. You just keep doing your thing with video games and pop culture. You're okay with that. Stay there. Just stay doing that. Us grown-ups will handle actual like legal law enforcement and like governmental politics stuff. We'll handle that. You don't worry your pretty little head about it, XQC. And yes, Nguyen, he is the guy that got poisoned about Doki kicking his ass. Oh yes. Yeah, I can. I suppose I can. Let's say I tried to keep it low so it wouldn't get in the way of videos, but I can always drop it down, man, when we start doing videos. All right. So that was one. Now we got another one. This one's a little quick and dirty one. Up here. Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. Thank you, Black Wolf. Thank you for the tier 1, and thank you to the gifter. Thank you to anonymous gifter who gifted a tier 1 to the person who roasted XQC in his chat. Thank you. Alright, so I got another one. Apparently, I think this is a journalist, I don't know. Some moron, Seth Earp, decided it was a good idea to dox the commander of Delta Force. You know, the guys that just basically did a tactical insertion in Venezuela and snatched up Maduro in like a perfectly executed assault in 30 minutes. Yeah, this genius thought it was a good idea to dox the commander of this unit. This is like obviously the bottom part where he docks him is cut off. And immediately went into post of protected. As soon as he did it, he immediately went into post of protected. Immediately hid right after he doxed him. Dude, do you think protecting your Twitter posts is going to stop Delta from finding you? Yeah, that's where I got it from. I got it from Nick's I got it from Nick, because Nick said, of all the people on Earth to dox and piss off, why the fuck do you do to the guy who literally kidnapped the sitting president on a foreign nation and sustained 0 casualties the same day? Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out for him. So I thought that was just fucking hilarious. Oh, okay. Got another one. This one is a little bit political. This is for people in New York. People of New York, I got some bad news for you, especially if you are a white person in New York, because Zoran Mamdani wants to basically take your property. This is his tenant director, Sia Weaver, basically saying it outright that they're going to basically take away white people's property. I'm not kidding. Yes, I get you. Oh, sorry, you are 100% correct. I should be specified on that. It is New York City, not New York State. Okay? I mistakenly did not specify that properly. We are referring to New York City, NYC. Okay? She literally says this. She says outright, just listen.
I think the reality is that for centuries we've really treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good, and we are going to transitioning to treating it as a collective good and towards a model of shared equity will require that we think about it differently, and it will mean that families, especially white families, but some POC families who are homeowners as well, are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
She literally just said that Zoran Mamdani's mayoralship wants to take away property from white people. Specifically. She literally just said, white people just have to come to an understanding that your property is communal. You have no legal right to your property anymore. That's a member of the mayor's staff. This is fucking insane. This is absolutely fucking insane. I know. This is like, this person that is a part of his staff literally just said, we are coming to take white people's property away from them and give them to, in her words, POCs. Like, this is communist. This is literally communism. That you will own no property. Your property is the property of the state, and we will choose what to do with it. You do not get to own your own property. It's fucking insane. Oh, and by the way, those free buses that Mamdani was promising, yeah, the bus fares have actually gone up. The bus fares in New York have actually gone up when he claimed that buses were going to be free, which, by the way, is not tenable. Every economist has said that there is no chance in hell that Mamdani is going to be able to make the buses free. It is not possible. It's you have to get it. You have to get it through the governor. The governor's already said it's not happening. It's just New York is already collapsing. It's already fucking collapsing. And that's just another example of it, how basically New York's turning into a communist city. It's fucking insane. Absolutely fucking insane. And, all right, one last one. This one, I'm going to end my news segment. My Embers news segment. God, I might actually have to start doing that on the regular now. For the last story in today's news, I'm going to do on a more lighthearted note. Lacey is begging for money. You know, Lacey, one of the streamers that likes to bitch and moan about ad revenue. I believe it was Lacey who was complaining that instead of making $5,000 a week, he was only making $2,000. I talked about him like a year ago, and I'm pretty sure it was him that was saying, that was pissing and whining, saying, I used to make $5,000 a week, or maybe it was even $5,000 a day, and now I'm only making $2,000, and was bitching about the about Adpocalypse a year ago. He's begging for money. Now he's going on stream begging for money. Just listen.
So, rent is due. Rent is due. So today will be a long stream. Yesterday was a long stream. The day before that was a 13-hour stream. I also would appreciate it if I'm going to do a sleep stream. Here's my method. I'm going to do a sleep stream once a month where I am going to sleep on stream with max ads running, and I need all of you guys to tab me open on your computers with 1% volume and just leave it on the whole night. No ad blocker, nothing, okay? So once a month, I'm doing a sleep stream. I need y'all to just help me out one time and help me pay my rent, okay? I'll be asleep. That's fine. Y'all can go to
How
sleep.
fucking
Just leave the
sad
stream
is
open.
this?
One.
Laughing Demon? I dare say this might even be more pathetic than Throgan.
Lacey deserves to be slapped with all of the clue by fours.
This is... I need you to pay my rent. This is him... Chat. Oh God, he's... Hang on. Let me find it. He's literally doing... Hang on. You guys know where I'm going. You guys know where I'm going. He's literally doing... If I can fucking find it... Forget what it's called. Yeah. He's literally... I don't know if you're gonna hear this. He's literally doing this. Won't you guys help me with all these terrible mean old bills? You know, won't you guys please just help me with these mean old bills? This is what he's doing. You know, I've got these terrible bills that I need to pay, and I don't know how I'm ever gonna do it, chat. I don't know how I'll ever manage. Can you help me, chat? Oh, help me, step chat. Maybe he can do that part, but maybe that's the problem. Maybe he didn't do a help me. Maybe the problem is he didn't do an help me, step chat. He didn't do that at the end. Maybe that's the problem. But yeah, he's literally saying my rent's due. Yuria, thank you for the 10 gifteds. Thank you so much. Thank you. You know I'm not saying I'm having a problem with bills, right? My bills are fine. I'm telling you, I'm good. I'm okay. Just so there's no question, I'm good. Okay? Because of you guys. Because you guys are so absolutely fucking wonderful. Okay, you did it for the meme. Okay, thank you, Yuria. Thank you very much. Yeah, but, like, what's he saying again here?
Volume. Let me run max ads for a night and get my rent money. Stop putting that baby doing this. Just come on. Can you guys reason with me here?
He's literally going on stream begging for money. This is what happens when you grow up streaming. He does not, like, he needs to figure out how to put the fries in the bag. Lacey, if you can't make your rent from streaming alone, it's time for you to put the fries in the bag. Begging for, like, he's begging worse than Frogan. Yeah, he's made, Atashi, I have no doubt he's made millions, and he's pissed it away. Look at the room he's streaming in. Like, this is his, I'm pretty sure this is his house. Look at the room that he's streaming in. He's pissed away all of the money that he's made. Okay, this is a guy that literally should be a millionaire, and he's begging for money because he has to pay $18,000 in rent. This is sad, Lacey. This is so sad. Like, maybe you need to... Caleb, I found someone for you to bring on your show. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
So, how long until he ends up appearing on Caleb's show?
Jack, I'm already ahead of you. Probably misspelled that. Maybe I did. That is his, right? Yeah. Oh God. If he goes on Caleb's show, I will laugh my ass off. I will absolutely laugh my ass off. Oh, that's gonna be funny as hell. So I wanted to end on that about Lacey begging for money. I thought you all would get a kick out of it. because he, once was such a big thing, and now he's literally reduced to begging for money and saying, I'm gonna do a sleep stream. I'm gonna max out my ads. You guys just leave the tab open at 1% volume, like all day, all night, so I can like make my rent, okay?